Welcome to the build-up from RamsTV. This is the show that gives you everything you need to know before the big game kicks off. And today, it's an early kick-off for Derby County. They're back here at Pride Park to take on Norwich City. And to put their 10-game winning streak at home on the line. It's a remarkable run that stretches back into last season and includes championship wins over Middlesbrough, Bristol City and Cardiff since the new campaign kicked off. Derby haven't been on a run like this since they were still at the baseball ground back in the early 1970s. No Callum Elder for the Rams. He's the latest name to be added to the injured list after he limped off at Sheffield United last week. There was some good news on the injury front, with Jake Rooney returning to full training, though he won't be available for Paul Warne today. And as you'll hear, this is a special fixture for the Derby head coach, born and bred in Norwich and still, at his core, a City fan. He'll put all that to one side today, of course. The opposition still getting used to life under their new head coach, Johannes Hoff Thurup, who arrived in the summer after impressing in his native Denmark. He got his first home win last weekend, a thumping 4-1 victory over Watford. Bore her signs has been the early star for Norwich, though in Josh Sargent they also have arguably the most complete striker in the Championship. The away side have had the edge in this fixture in recent meetings. In fact, Derby haven't beaten Norwich at home since 2016. You'll hear from the match winner from that one a little later. But first, let's hear from someone who returned to his boyhood club this summer. Ben Osborn also went back to his former side, Sheffield United, last weekend.
Well, it was one that I was definitely looking forward to in the diary. Obviously disappointed we came away with nothing, but it was good to see some old faces, especially the staff members that were there the whole time I was there, and got a decent reception from the fans. So yeah, it was good.
Was there any apprehension about what reception you'd get?
Well, you never know, do you? Like going back, and like, to be honest, I did hear a couple of boos, but they were completely outnumbered by like the people clapping and stuff. So I was fairly confident that they'd respected what I'd done for the club and how much effort I put in while I was there, and yeah, I think that was reciprocated.
Tell me about the strangeness of going back somewhere where you spent a long time. I mean, every now and again you'll see a clip of a manager going to the wrong dugout, that sort of thing. Is it a bit weird to walk down the players' corridor and go the other way? Yeah, it was. It was quite strange, like playing them so soon after leaving as well. But to be fair, there'd been quite a lot of change in the team, so it wasn't like I knew completely everyone in the squad. So a lot of the lads that I played with for years either left last year or the year before anyway. So it wasn't too strange in that respect. But yeah, I think like going into the ground and stuff like that was a bit weird, but it was enjoyable. And of course you'd have enjoyed it a lot more if you'd got the result. How close do you think you were to getting something? Yeah,
I thought first half it was going to plan really. I know they had a couple of chances and Jacob made some good saves. But like towards the end of the first half, I thought we were frustrating them, and the crowd had quietened down and we were getting into some half decent positions. And then we just needed to continue that second half, maybe have a little bit more of a threat. I just think we lost momentum pretty early doors in that second half, and yeah, a bit of quality in the end, and we didn't create much going the other way really. So it was really frustrating, and we do feel like we could have been a bit better on the day as well.
Well, I spoke to you after your first league start at Pride Park against Middlesbrough. You talked about it being emotional and a bit overwhelming. Are you getting used to being a Derby player now?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, you adapt pretty quick, don't you? And yeah, feels like I've been here quite a while already. So yeah, fully used to it now. It caught me off guard a few times when I was in Morrison's, getting recognised and stopped all the time, and I'm like, right, that's going to happen now. I play for Derby. So yeah, all used to it.
I was going to ask you about that actually, how sort of day-to-day life has changed. I mean, I know you've got the bar in Borrowon.
Yeah, I just don't leave the house now.
Well, have people changed because it's not as if you were anonymous before, but have people changed how they are with you?
Yeah, there has been a few instances, to be fair, yeah. yeah, a couple of like restaurants or whatever that I've been going in for the last 2-3 years, and then now, you know, people will
get a table.
Well, yeah, people will be like saying hello and stuff, which is obviously great. Neighbours that I've not spoke to ever, now all of a sudden introducing themselves, and I'm like, well, I've been here for. It's strange, yeah.
But enjoyable, strange.
Yeah, me and Mrs. have a laugh about it, to be fair. Like, just, yeah. Obviously, you know, people get excited, don't they? But yeah, it's changed and it's enjoyable because we've had a half decent start, to be fair. If it was not going well, then. But either way, yeah, just keep your head down a little bit more.
Talk to me more about that. What have you seen and experienced through these opening 6 games? It's not been a bad start at all to the Championship campaign.
Not been a bad start. Yeah, I think at home, obviously, we've looked really strong and solid. Bristol game being a highlight in terms of performances, and I think in spells against Cardiff as well. Could do with getting something on the board away from home. Feel like we are getting there, but you know, even after Saturday, you know, Sheffield United got a really good side. They've had a really good start, and we are disappointed at the end of the day to be coming in like losing 1-0. So obviously we're looking at the game and working on how we could have been better in that game. So I think as long as we keep improving away from home, keep trying to be better at home and making it a fortress, hopefully we can continue. But yeah, it's been an okay start.
That's Derby midfielder Ben Osborn, and Pride Park definitely has been a fortress for a little while now. The Rams have lost just twice at home in 2024. Their winning streak in all competitions stands at 10 games. Pretty remarkable stuff. But they haven't beaten Norwich here since 2016. The match winner from that day is a man who's played for both clubs and is now back at Derby as an academy coach up at Moor Farm. But Bradley Johnson played more games for Norwich than anyone else.
I had a good promotion there, a relegation. But I think throughout the journey there, it was a real good club. You know, Delia's just announced that she's leaving now, and she was a big part of my time there. You know, it felt like a real good family club. And the squads that I played under as well, the managers, I had numerous managers there. Each and every one of them I played under and enjoyed my time there. But for me, just the family feel, you know, I come down to Norwich from Leeds and started a family there, so I felt like a real family club.
How much did you see Delia day to day?
Not day to day, but she was at every game, home and away. She's coming to training ground a lot, but she was terrific for the lads. And not just for the lads, you know, there's a lot of success at the club in my time there, my time before that, and you know, the players and the lads get all the success rewards for it. But she was very much doing stuff with the family as well. So she involved the wives and the girlfriends a lot, which was really good for us players because it made us stay at home and train, and we didn't have to take the ladies out.
You mentioned the promotion. You scored 15 goals and won Player of the Year that season. I mean, that's the stuff that dreams are made of, isn't it? Yeah,
it was one of my best seasons I've had in my career. And it's a season that I won't forget. I scored many various goals, some thunder. I'm not going to say what people say, but no, I scored some good goals, and you know, to top it off, we're getting promoted that season was a special season for me and a season that I won't forget.
And from Norwich, you joined Derby. How do you reflect on your time here as a player? You must have enjoyed it because you're still here now.
Yeah, I loved it, and again, you know, I've always said that I love coming back here, and that's why I am back here. You know, I've got a different role now on the coaching team. But no, from the minute I come here, I know I made a boo-boo with the first name I called the club, but it was a busy day on transfer deadline day. But no, from the minute I come here, I felt, again, that family club, you know, it was a real good, tight-knit squad that I come into. Unfortunate that I didn't get promoted in my time here, but, you know, yeah, I enjoyed every minute of being here, and that's why I'm back now.
And that's Bradley Johnson. And we should say Derby's under-18s, the group he's working with at the moment, are absolutely flying just now. Derby against Norwich is one of 3 lunchtime games today. Blackburn against Queen's Park Rangers and Sheffield Wednesday against the early leaders. West Brom are the others. Cardiff sacked Errol Bullitt this week. They visit Hull this afternoon. Portsmouth are the other clubs still without a win. They're at home to Sheffield United, while Watford will try to get back on track at home to Sunderland. Yeah, Watford beaten convincingly by Norwich last weekend, and it's Norwich who come to Pride Park Stadium this lunchtime. It will be a special fixture for Derby head coach Paul Warne. Norwich, born and bred, City are his childhood team. Lots of friends and family at the game for this one this afternoon. But as the Derby head coach has been telling me, when you work in the game, it changes your fandom.
Yeah, it dilutes it massively. So in the fact that I will always that will always be my club, but it isn't as important to win as the club I work at. And when I played, the same. So like when we played against Norwich, I want Norwich to have a reasonably good season, but not better than the club I'm at. But you want to beat them because it just, I don't know, the texts I get after will be better than the texts I could get on this side of my body if I don't win. But the infatuation you have as a football fan, it does dilute. It does dilute. So it's now like I'll always look at it when I go home to my mum's, for anyone who's watching this back home, but when I go home to my mum's, I'll read the EDP, I'll read the North Norfolk News, I'll read about what's on the back page about Norwich, and I'll read all of that. But during the season, I just, when I look for the results, I'll always look for them, but I'm not like, I feel sick, they've lost. I'm not that much of a fan. But when you're younger and that's your one club mentality, one city, one club, not dissimilar to Derby really. So I had that feeling, but the longer you've been in professional football and been in it, which is about 30 years, it does dilute. And you only have to look at other managers who, have obviously much better careers than myself, but have worked for 8-9 clubs. I mean, there's some managers who'd worked for both clubs in the same city, which is pretty brave. So I think that proves the fact, not proves, but makes the point you'll always have a romantic connection with one club, but the more you're in football, regrettably, it does dilute.
What do you make of the current iteration of your boyhood team? Had a very good win last weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, probably had their best win and best performance, really. They've, again, as all the champ clubs seem to do, sign well in the summer, and they have. And they have, played in a way that, they've got Sargent up front, which is obviously a very good player. I was, from a Derby point of view, I was hoping they were going to sell him in the summer. From a Norwich point of view, I was quite pleased they kept him. But their fullbacks come inside, they can play, they've got real mobility in the middle, and like every championship team, if you stay off them, they can control the ball, control the tempo. Like I said, they were excellent against Watford last week, and had some really tough games, losing by the odd goal against the Swansea, which was an own goal, and close games against Coventry and that. So I think looking at it from the outside, I think they'd obviously wanted to collect more points on how they've played, but there's another 23 teams that would possibly say the same thing.
To talk about your team, I sadly have to ask about injuries once again. How's Callum Elder doing?
I always say great, as in he's doing well, because psychologically he's doing well, but obviously he's going to be out a little while. He's just tweaked his groin, so it's not a risk that obviously we're going to take, because with the international break coming up as well, I don't think he'll play any part in the next 3 games. Any
other good news or bad news on that
Runes
front?
is back on the grass today. He's got which is good considering I saw him walking around Trafford Centre yesterday, so that's a positive from him. So my missus went, "Is that one of your players?" I went, "Where?" And I was like, "Ah." So, and obviously he was buying his manager a gift, a welcome back to training gift, which I always like.
He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in Selfridges. I like to encourage a gift for that, because I'm looking forward to my yellow bag coming in today. So he's back in today. I don't think there's any other big issues. I've got an issue with one of my other players, but I'll keep that to myself.
That's Paul Warne, and this has been the build-up. It's Derby County against Norwich City, live from Pride Park this lunchtime. It's available to watch on RamsTV in select overseas markets only. You can check the full list at dcfc.co.uk. That's where you can buy your game pass as well. We'll be back here with reaction in Rams Review later. For now, goodbye.